I'm going to do another song from the Honey CD. This one is called Can't Help It. I'll bend the physical laws of time and space to get back to you. Layers of light will fall away from your face when I'm with you. I see the world shine in your eyes. I guess that comes as no surprise. I can't help it. I'll cross through the borders of the wind to get back to you. I hardly know where you end and I begin when I'm with you. Oh, yeah. Every new flavor finds its place. You are that special seventh taste. You can't help it. La 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 la. I'll break the physical laws of space and time, get back to you. New universes form in the corners of my mind when I'm with you. Oh yeah. You know the secret, but I do too. It makes us do that dance we do. We can't help it. La 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 la
New parquet, fresh from craft.
New parquet? That's right. New parquet now has an extra goodness, a new natural flavor that's better than ever. And new parquet also has extra nourishing goodness. More vitamin A and D, protein, calcium, and other nutritional benefits than any leading spread. New parquet even has important polyunsaturated liquid vegetable oils. No leading spread at any price is more healthful. New flavor, new nourishment. These are the reasons new parquet tastes so good and fresh and wholesome. Try the extra nourishing goodness of new parquet. It's made by Kraft, and it's still the same low price.
New parquet, fresh from Kraft.
By the end of 1962, Dick Dale had scored 3 #1 singles in the IE. In May 1963, he released the single King of the Surf Guitar, Hava Nagila. The release would become his 4th single to reach the #1 position in the IE. Also appearing on the single were studio and shindig singers Darlene Love and the Blossoms. The song's lyrics contained a shout-out to his IE fans as the Blossoms sang,
San Bernardino to Riverside, all the
Besides King of the Surf Guitar, Dick Dale acquired a number of other nicknames during his career. In this newspaper photo, he was referred to as the Surfer's High Priest. The Pied Piper of Balboa was another nickname that he acquired because of his ability to draw a loyal teenage audience to his shows. This article also called him the King of the Stomp. Dale was so popular that he appeared in a number of beach party movies with Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello. Dale stopped touring in the mid-1960s when he developed colorectal cancer. He limited his performances to an occasional Las Vegas show and his appearance at the 1966 KFXM 7th Annual March of Dimes show at the Swing Auditorium, where he shared the stage with the Bobby Fuller Four, the Rumblers, the California Suns, and Rialto's Bush. By the late 1960s, he moved to the Inland Empire and opened up a nightclub in Riverside with his wife Jeannie. Dick Dale's nightclub had its grand opening in March 1969. Dale and his wife would often perform at the club. Dale and his wife acquired a number of exotic pets, including a lion cub named Elsa. The feline was housed in a shelter behind the club because it was part of the revue that the Dales performed at the club. But in April 1969, the cub escaped from the Dales. It was later found wandering the streets of Riverside by officers of the California Highway Patrol. The Dales attempted to claim their pet, but were unable to offer any proof of ownership. The couple allegedly removed the cub from the back of the truck, taking it to the Riverside Animal Pound. In the brouhaha that followed, the Dales were about to be charged with stealing their own pet, when cooler heads prevailed and the charges were dropped. In early 1970, Dale was convinced by UCR students Rick Fazekas and Joel Selvin to do a one-off show at the university to re-examine his surf roots that he had drifted away from. Of the show, Rick recalled, he was so turned on by the warm reception he received from the sold-out crowd in the UCR cafetorium that he decided to go back to the surf music that made him a star. Note in the caption that Colton guitarist Jesse Yamas also played that night. Since the UCR concert went so well, Dale and his wife performed at the Riverside City College Mardi Gras celebration that same year. In April 1972, the Dick Dale Show played the Mint Julep Room of George's Plantation in San Bernardino. Part 3 continues the IE years of Dick Dale.
I was my kind of professional background was working on hunger issues, and while I was working, I never was able to bring. I never brought the poetry world part of me together with the hunger focused professional work. But when I retired, I decided, I should probably bring these together. I was asked to give a lecture out at a university on the West Coast about poetry of hunger. And I said, well, I'm certainly willing to look into that. And as I did my homework to get ready for that, I realized that there really wasn't that much poetry about hunger. There's a lot of poetry about hunger of the soul, hunger of the heart, hunger of the spirit, all very fine, all very legitimate, of course, but not so much about poetry of hunger of the stomach. And so I thought, well, maybe one thing I could do would be to call out to the poetry community to write work that speaks back to hunger. And so I formed this or launched this initiative called Poetry X Hunger as a way of doing that. And to fast forward with a lot of support, both kind of moral support and a little bit of financial support too, from the likes of the United Nations and the what we call Capital Area Food Bank back this way that provides food for those in need across the greater DC area. It's a huge facility, and others. We've been able to develop a website where we now have about, I'd say, probably about 200 to 250 poems from colleagues all over the world: Zimbabwe, Australia, Ireland, Peru, from all over the world, and of course the U.S. and Canada, um, as a way of showcasing the power of poetry to speak back to hunger. And we developed I developed the website to make sure that the poems don't just sit there to be kind of admired, but they're there basically for anti-hunger groups to shop and use, pull from, and use in their meetings, in their newsletters, in their planning, however they could use it, either video or audio. And those are, I think, incredibly haunting. There's one poem on the site by a Zimbabwean poet named Patience Gumbo.
Hunger poem written by Linue Patience Gumbo. Hunger. It rumbles like the sound before a thunderstorm. An inner ache like that of a woman in travail follows after. I toss and turn and hope tonight will be better. My mind wandering every second of every minute of every day. When it shall be full to the brim and running over, then will I appreciate scarcity in times of abundance, or treasure abundance in a spell of scarcity. Still, it remains a dream worth waiting for, as I beg for the crumbs off the master's table. Daily we scramble with the township canine. The stronger always win in battle. I would be wise and decide to forget how life on the other side was. Hunger, you define me not. Yes, we lay side by side, shadow to shadow. Still you define me not. There is still an ounce of sanity in me. Yet a little milk, a little meat, a little scent of fresh pie, baked to perfection, would go a long way. Taste buds running wild in the rich flavors form a union. But fate has favored the poor with lack. As the rich are endured with more riches, the true taste of my own saliva has become so sweet. While few months' debris from chewed green leaves are tugged safely away between my teeth. I wish to see your face and stare deep within those lifeless eyes. What guts you have! Your desires to wipe all humanity, as you stand akimbo with your twin kindred, corruption and disease, adamant to infest all in its path, till none whimpers, sighs, or groans. Still we found you here, and remain here you shall. Oh, when shall your scorpion sting lose its edge? Hunger my foe, never my mate, never again welcome, but fade away into thin air, into the dust 6 feet under, beneath the shadows where none can see your hand. Go, return not. We don't want you here. I thank you.
The point I kind of make is we need all the science, all the agriculture, all the know-how, all the data, all the trend lines, statistics. We need all of that to fight hunger. Absolutely. But we also need things that grab your heart, and those kind of science-based informational resources don't grab your heart. They grab up here, and they're important to grabbing mind and logic, but a poem can grab your heart. Yeah, the United Nations partnered with me, and we've offered every October 16th, every year, October 16th is World Food Day. And the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization is a preeminent celebrant of, or the group that recognizes World Food Day and amplifies that message. And so they approached about holding a poetry contest in alignment with World Food Day. So for the last 3 years, we've done that. And as a result, some terrific poems have been written and awarded, recognized as being really, really helpful. And we just recently used some of the poems to reach out and engage with teachers, elementary school and high school teachers who want to use poetry in their classrooms to talk to students about agriculture and food and hunger and the like. And I learned as much from these teachers as I will ever be able to offer them, but they just, they came to the session very hesitantly. But by the time they left, they were gaga over poetry. So that was fun. If you've never been hungry, you can still ask questions in your poems like, I'm not hungry, so why are you hungry? What is it about the system that I'm well fed, but you're not? You can explore all kinds of things, ask all kinds of questions of yourself and of the world about hunger, I think, without having been hungry before. So I think there's a role for all of us, I'll put it that way. Somebody asked me the other day, well, are you still accepting poems to put on the website? And I said, well, unfortunately, as long as there's hunger, we'll be accepting poems.
I kind of felt like I felt like trying to get a little bit more connected to just the music and put the lyrics and the singer-songwriter thing to the side. I liked the way it worked.
This next song got picked up for a movie. And because I sang it, I think the record company and everybody just sort of assumed I wrote it, which I did, and it's a Chris LeRoy song. So it went out. It went on to the movie soundtrack of oh God, I can't remember the name of the film now, but this next song was in a film, and Chris didn't get credited for a while. And then we straightened it all out. And we were back home again to make sure he got his publishing and his payments and the whole thing. Anyway, here's a wonderful Chris LeRoy song. Oh! There's no happy ever after. Here we're just trying to survive. Whole lot of trouble, baby. Whole lot of trouble, baby. Whole lot of trouble in this life. You work and you can have your money, but that don't guarantee a ride. Whole lot of trouble, baby. Whole lot of trouble, baby. Whole lot of trouble in this life. And the morning sun comes up, and the evening sun goes down. You think that I could look alive, but everything is dying in this cold, dark town. Some folks, they think of starting over. It take a lifetime to decide. Whole lot of trouble, baby. Whole lot of trouble, baby. Whole lot of trouble in this. Whole lot of trouble, baby. Whole lot of trouble, baby. Whole lot of trouble in this life. In this life. In this life. Trouble, baby, in this life. Thank you.
The God who made you beautiful, God who brings you home, the God who leaves me out here on my own, the God who calls a bird before it's flown. Well, heaven knows you're not alone. Good night, star bright, sleep, sleep and dream. Don't sigh, and I won't cry. You're still here with me. Life is just a melody we never understand. Music in a stream without a plan. We can't have the whole world in our hands. But heaven knows we're not alone. Good night, star bright, sleep, sleep and dream. Don't sigh, don't say goodbye. You're still here with me. And half of what you whisper now makes all the sense to me. We could tear these lines and set you free. We'll sail into a deep eternity. But heaven knows we're not alone. Good night, star bright, sleep, sleep and dream. Don't cry, don't say goodbye. There's more than what we see. You're still
laughing.